Oh, how the times have changed. I could remember going all about with Asman and hearing people telling them not to sing in their Bajan accent because it wasn't commercial, no one wants to hear it. With the upsurge now of all the different types of drill, the Afro beats, everybody in their accent, but Bajans didn't know how to love themselves at a time when fling would have been so original. And then what they did was like, they call it now Bajan dance hall or whatever, but Asman was doing fling though, and it was real good, and people appreciated it, but the people that were above were brainwashed by what was there and the fact that it was new. You can never be a pioneer around small minds. And so it's funny to see how now there's all of this people singing in Bajan accents. Alright, so that was my digression. Let me get to my real topic. The young people just keep you young. My kids listening to this guy singing in a Bajan accent, so I start to listen to. And he had a line where he says something like, and this is not it, because I only heard the song once, but a line like, you don't want to get used, but if you can't be used, you're useless. And I thought how true that is. Everybody has to have a use. So even though you don't want to get used, which means you want reciprocity, you need to understand that if you ain't got no use, you're useless. And if you're useless, nobody want you because you ain't no use. We need to be very careful about our use and not let people who come into our lives and admire us for how useful we are make us useless. Because people will come and see you on your journey doing well. They're not where you are. And what will they do? Say, oh, you should hang out with me. Meanwhile, hanging out with them is lowering your vibration. Hanging out with them is liming with them when you was in the gym or whatever. It's messing up your relationship, whatever. Because you was good at something, they admired you for it, and then they try to derail you from who you really are. Now you gotta start back from a lower place. You already had abs, but you went with them every day buying Chafette, liming with them, and now you gotta start with the big guts again. Don't allow people to do that to you. And lastly, understand that it's not really about how you feel or what you want to do all the time. It is about what you were created to do and how you're designed. Whenever you go against your design, you will never prosper. Whenever you go against how you are designed, you never prosper. And this is something that you can do nothing about. This is just facts. People don't want to believe in a creator anymore, so they want to do their own will. And they are literally the case studies, so that you can look and see how people just turn out when they don't have no creator and they're doing their own will. You are designed a certain way, and there's nothing you can do about it. If I have a rose plant, it needs watering every day. I don't water it. Then I want to come and talk about this plant is trash. Now I want to have a podcast to talk about how much trash my rose plant is. I never water the plant. I am going against the design and expecting it to work. And that's how a lot of us live our lives. It's very important to understand that if you want to get the best results in your life, you do need the relationship with the creator, so you can figure out how you're designed and what method is going to work. Because whenever you get uncomfortable and you go into your lower self in order to cope with some larger problem, you only create an even larger problem. And next thing you know, you're hanging out with them people that I just mentioned, them lowlifes that don't have it together, that admire you for everything you have, but rather than stepping up to you, they want to sleep with you, they want to line with you, they want to touch you, they want to make you on their level. And when you look, all the things that you was fighting to build, all the high level things that you had going on, suffering because of your association with them, all because you wanted to feel good in a fast way and you've gone away from your design. Look at you, look. How you get here? How we get here? Come on. Value yourself. Understand. Jesus died for you. Know your value. You're not just a little speck of dust floating boat. You are stardust floating boat. You are designed. You have a purpose. And if you keep going towards being your best self, regardless of what, then you win. If you give in and you give up, and all of a sudden you ain't got no design, you just here. That's what life can do to you. Beat you up. And next thing you know, you depending on all sorts of low instant gratification like drugs just to get by day by day. When you got a whole creator telling you which way to go, willing to help you, willing to develop you. You for real? Will and come again. That instant gratification life ain't for you. I got so much people that if they will come off the block for a month and start smoking, you would see so much growth and development. I got so much people that if they, especially men, that if they would start womanizing and start dealing and associating with these people that are on a low vibration, or if these women, if they would stop seeing themselves as an object and objectifying their own self in order to get attention and being addicted to attention, they could be a queen, but it would be too hard because they would have to go through a period where no one's looking at them. We are going contrary to our design. That is why we're suffering. A lot of times, the same person that you don't like or that you're trying to bring down, you should be learning from. A lot of time, the same food that you don't like, that you didn't want to eat, got him some properties to help you. That same Cersei that you didn't want to drink would have helped you out. Sometimes the things that we need just be real bitter. And that is because we have gone far from our design and now need healing. So when you look at your life and you decide who you want to be or who you think you are, be sure to step back and look and make sure that what you say you believe you're practicing. How much of us should be forgiving somebody, but we don't like to forgive? So we are in our lower self, going away from our design, because now when we don't forgive, the only body holding that is us. And how it holding in you? Cancer. How it holding in you? Depression, sickness, autoimmune. That's how it's be holding in we. Stress. Some of it we could get away from though, throwing our burdens on the Most High, who tells us that we need to do that. He already know we would have been too burdened. He already know we wouldn't be able to handle this, and that we would need him, and that without him everybody dies. No one makes it out, but some people have hope and some don't. So I just want to encourage you to do the hard thing, to be your best self, and to stop associating with people who want to keep you on the same level as them. It's a dead end. It's better to have no friends at all than to have a friend that's keeping you back. I gone. Have a good day.